Welcome to Booze and Ballin', Fantasy Football Shaking.
Not stirred.
I'm Todd Webb.
And I'm DK. And this week we got an episode for the Super.
Nope. Can't say that.
What the fuck you mean I can't say that?
Gotta say a big game.
What do you mean? I'm not allowed to say the fucking
Gotta say a big game.
Super Bowl?
No.
Something's messed up.
So apparently you can't say Super Bowl if you're doing promotions, but I don't think we're really doing promotions, are we? Are we promoting ourselves?
You just said it, by the way.
No, I think you can say it, but there's a whole thing, like if you're doing promotions or you're doing ads, you're doing contests.
You can't profit off the name, right?
Yeah.
You can't say the Super Bowl and then get paid for like advertising and shit like that.
I know, and everyone does all these play on words. Like
the big game. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Like,
I hate hearing the big game.
I hear the big game one more time. What the hell? What game are you talking about?
I like the local radio station did the Super Bowl. And like that's the thing. It's so dumb. But yeah, you're not allowed to say that if you're doing promotions. So we're not doing any promotions.
Super game. I'm calling it the Super game from now on.
Well, this week is pretty super because it's been like a month since we did this in person.
Yeah, it's been it's been 2 episodes, and then we took a week off for the Pro Bowl,
which was weird. That didn't feel right.
It didn't. Well,
it felt like it felt so long not doing an episode.
I can't deny that it did feel weird. I missed you guys. But anyway.
So hit him with the inspiration.
Let's hit him with the inspiration. Well, hopefully that the Niners can get it done.
Hopefully.
We're all cheering for the Niners, but at the same time, if Patrick Mahomes wants to try and dethrone Brady, I don't mind that either. So anyway, inspiration coming from Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is the one I was telling you guys about on a previous episode. I don't even remember which one.
This has been anticipated.
We've been asking this for a while now. This is my second bottle of this stuff. First one went a little bit quick, but that's a different story. You'll have to catch me on the flip side for that one. But anyway.
Didn't you say this was what your Suburban Bourbon League?
Correct. So this is where the reason I came across this guy here is in our Suburban Bourbon, my Suburban Bourbon Fantasy Football League, my 16-team Dynasty League.
Fifth pick.
I came up with the idea that every year I'm going to give away the Bourbon of the Year. I don't even want to call it Bourbon of the Year because it's just the highest scored Bourbon of the Year, but they don't actually give out like a Bourbon of the Year award.
Whose scoring is it?
It is the International Wine and Spirits competition. And this came out 98 out of 100, and this was the standout that the judges picked. So
and it's Bardstown.
So I made it an idea that every year I'm going to go ahead and buy that as the trophy. Well, we have a trophy coming, and then this will go into the decanter. That's all.
So you have to send a picture of that trophy. I'll go right here.
I can't wait. It's going to be
so they can see what you're talking about. So it's like
it hasn't come.
Will
yet.
It fit a full bottle?
It
750.
hasn't come yet. They told me it was going to take 2 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. It's still not here. Apparently, she's whittling that thing out of wood from one big solid block of wood or something.
Does it fit like a full 750 milliliter bottle?
Yeah. It's a crystal football that sits on top of like a tier, kind of like.
If you have it,
it's 3 sections tall.
You like this championship trophy here?
It's like a crystal instead of a stupid little Jimmy football guy.
That guy is not stupid.
It's actually like a crystal football, and then the top of the football turns off.
Yeah, send it if you ever.
I can't wait.
Even if you have a screenshot of them online, we'll put it up there so I can see it.
I know. Dak Lives Matter has been begging for it because he saw the pictures and he's ready for it to be sitting on his mantle. Shout out Alan for winning.
He's gonna love it. Well, I mean, this is the top rated. We're gonna find out if you're gonna love it.
Would you like to do the honors pouring this?
No, I think you should do the honors pouring. Right. I mean, luckily you don't have to. Luckily you don't have to open it.
I will lie to you. I've already tried this. The rest of the bottle was not me, but we had a good night.
Yeah, I like that. I like that this is a thing. So every year you're going to do, and that's a generous pour for the big game. Every year you're going to do, you're doing this same Wine and Spirits International thing for the championship trophy. And now it's a thing every year we're going to do it for our Super Bowl or big game or end of the season.
I can promise you I'll be buying 2 bottles because I will always be getting it as well.
We might be buying 3 bottles. Aren't we? We each get one.
If you get one, yeah.
We should each get one. I like the smell.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I've only tried it once. I had a little bit, but
Bardstown Bourbon Company. Where are they from? Kentucky?
Yeah, they're based in Kentucky.
Origin Series?
Yeah, it's a 6-year.
Like the
I think
bottle.
it's 96 or 8
I
proof.
like the look of the bottle. It's classy.
It's like, yeah, it's not too much, not too little. It kind of reminds me a little of Grey Goose's bottle in a way, just a different shape.
Yeah,
obviously.
I like the shape of it. It's simple, but it's got like the
But it's got like the whatever that grass is
like
called.
reed or something
Yeah.
or corn. No, corn.
Is that corn in the
That's
back?
corn. We live in Amish country and we didn't recognize corn. We're gonna be shunned, literally shunned.
Dude, for the longest time, I've been looking at the back of that thinking it was like I should see ducks or something.
That's got a great smell.
Dude, I'm telling you,
So-
it's really good.
2017 fall, 2017.
We'll see if it's a 98 out of
60% corn, 36% rye,
I think it was like
and 4%. So this is like a blend.
it wasn't crazy expensive either. It was only right around the $49 a bottle range.
This is right during our season 1 basically price range.
Yep, it's
I
like,
like the smell.
it should probably be right there.
Well, cheers. We made our first season through the season. Now we go to off-season, season 1.
Cheers. Booze and Ballin'. P.S. We only need 3 more subscribers, so if you guys get out there, we might be able to slide one of these in there.
That is good. That is different. I'm going to plow through this. I got to find my lip hole. There it is.
See, I like the blend because
I like the blend too.
It makes the smoother finish.
Like I actually, it's funny. It's like it's when I first get it, it's a sweet, straight bourbon.
Yep.
Like the corn, and then it ends with the peppery of the rye.
Yeah, it's actually
That is actually a really nice transition.
kind of just like, and it doesn't give you that like crazy bite. It's not like overpowering.
No, that is very good. I like that because a lot of blends hits you with everything at once.
Yeah.
This almost has like stages. That's really,
It doesn't sit on your
I
palate.
don't think I'm gonna put
It's not
this.
very grainy.
I ain't putting this thing down. No, that is good. That is good, and that's the first sip. Good too.
Mm-hmm. It
So-
hasn't even gotten. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, this is up there with the punchers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it's the smoothness right up front reminds me of the punch. Not reminds me of the punchers, but it's like the smoothness of it.
Yeah. And for me personally,
But it finishes
that's
stronger than the punchers,
for sure. Yeah, it's got more flavor at the end than punchers.
which I like. But it's not like that pow the whole way through.
Yeah, it's not like super, and it's
And it's what's the percentage?
96 proof, I think.
What'd you say your sweet spot was? What 96
Right
to
around
102 or
100,
something like
yeah,
that?
it was
Right
like-
around 100,
And I said anywhere between 90 and 100 is where I like to
which I think is a very drinkable bourbon. I like it. Good choice, Forbes.
live.
I want to. Yeah, I like that. I don't even know if you can get that, but
I couldn't find it in the store. I had to order it online.
so I know. Can you? And that whole online ordering, I don't even know like what the rules are.
Yeah, I don't
in
either.
Every state's a little bit different. Like you
I
can,
just
you
know
can't.
that I had to sign for it when it got to the house. I mean, other than that, it just comes.
You
straight.
do have to sign for
It
liquor
just
ID
came
to that.
straight- Yeah, I had idea. Yeah,
Like I'm getting
you
a
gotta
wine.
show ID.
I'm getting a wine delivery in like a month. And no,
Yeah, they won't just drop that off.
no, it's gonna make me mad. If I'm not here, I have to go to the post office. Like
I
I'm the
wasn't home.
alcoholic.
I was so ready for this to get to my house, and I wasn't home, and they sent it back, and I was like, "So can I like come get it somewhere?" She's like, "I don't know exactly where it's." I'm like, "Son of a bitch!"
It has been killing me that this has been in your house, and we have done remotes, and we knew we were saving it,
Yeah,
but like it has been killing me because then you were like, I get that text from you, hey dude, I had to open it. Like, and I would too. I'm staring at it.
well,
but
see,
like,
here's the thing: the only reason I did open it is because co-commish of the league came over and he was like, "Hey, man, you gotta let me try it." And I was like, "All right, we'll open it together." So me and Tommy cracked it together, and we had the first.
which
little
team's
bit of it.
Tommy?
He is Raider Ma.
Raider Ma. Oh, he's got an early pick too.
Yeah, he's 4, I think.
He's right before me, I think.
Yep, he's 4. And then you got 5, and I'm 6.
I snuck into 5, which was nice.
I know. I'm so pissed I didn't get that 5th spot. But
I'm fine. I like those 5 people in that. I think those 5.
I know. I'm sitting at that 6.
5's going to give me someone I want to draft.
I'm thinking I might try and trade the 6,
Oh, wait. Yeah, because you're going to have.
unless I think Brock Bowers is going to be an absolute stud. But again, we don't have to play a tight end in that league because it's a 16.
You have
team
one
league.
running back that could go in the top 5 if your team needs running backs, which I think there will. With a 16-team league,
I don't need running backs. We only have to pay one running back. I've got Javonte Williams, Jonathan Taylor.
and I don't either. So I'm hoping that someone before me goes running back.
I think somebody's going to get a stud later in the draft because they're going to pick up some of those running backs, and then they're going to get some good value late in this draft. That's why I'm thinking I might try and trade back and get a piece. Try and swap first with somebody and get a piece, maybe like a later first. Who knows? We'll see.
I'm hoping Drake.
Really
I'm hoping Drake falls to me.
Drake May in 5.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a chance he doesn't.
I think he does. I think that's where I'm going because I'm gonna move Mahomes.
Right. Oh, you're getting rid of Mahomes?
I put him on the trading block.
You don't want Mahomie no more?
I don't know.
Want for Mahomes? That's a lot. You're going to be asking for a ton.
I need to get some pieces. I'm not even going to ask for a ton, depending how my draft goes. But like, I know Neighbors isn't going to be there, and Marvin Harrison's not going to be there. Caleb Williams isn't going to be there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think Jake will probably take Caleb Williams at 2. Personally.
Probably.
Clearly, he doesn't like wide receivers when he got rid of AJ Brown.
No, I mean apparently he won't.
But I think he'll take Caleb Williams because he's got Stafford and a whole bunch of nothing at quarterback. I can't remember his other quarterbacks. I know he got Stafford in that trade, but so I think
he's probably going to go.
I can't imagine Caleb Williams or one of the other guys doesn't go at 2, unless I don't know. Maybe he's like.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
It's not
a real deep rookie draft this year.
No, it's not. Once you get past that like 5th or 6th pick, it's like now what?
I would have loved to get to 4. Then I know that I'm getting one of the 4 people I want.
Yeah.
So,
but like Zay Flowers went in the 2nd round of our 10-man last year.
Yeah, like people slept on him.
Yeah, big time.
Like Puka.
Yeah,
Puka Nuka.
Nobody even really knew about Puka.
God, do we need? Oh, Kenner's getting so annoyed with the Puka Nukas, and I love it. I love it.
I'm a fan.
Oh God, I want him on the he is getting close to Kreischer. He's getting real close to getting up there, like as like my dream guest. Like I feel at this point, like I think I have to put him slightly above Bert. No, I'm sorry, Bert, you're still 1, but that's a whole different reason. That's
numero uno, Bert.
And then yeah, she hates that stuff. All right,
so I like it.
You like the Niners? We got Niners and the Chiefs who shouldn't be there, but they're there.
Yeah, the only reason I'm rolling Niners is because of all the ties they have to my 98 Broncos.
I'm going with them because I don't want the Chiefs to win. It's just flat out. It's like that map. Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
Everybody who doesn't want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah. I saw one where it was like San Francisco. It was like half of California. And then like Chiefs. And then it was like all grayed out. Like, can they both lose?
That'd be nice.
It would be really nice.
Cool if they tied.
But again, I don't mind. Honestly, I don't care. I just want to see the refs not decide a football game for a change. That'd be really nice.
That's part of like I was bitching about before with the whole Mahomes thing and the Chiefs. Like, I want the same. Same thing. I liked Brady a lot more in Tampa Bay because he became humanized in a way.
Yeah, he got out of that. He got a villain role there too.
He got out of that dome of like everything's going to be going his way, and he didn't get all the same calls he got when he went to Tampa Bay.
I agree.
And he still performed.
Right. And he still showed you that he was the goat.
And without that, Mahomes has been getting that. The holding. Who was it said about? What did they say? Someone asked Joey Bosa about like getting to the dealing with the offensive line. He made the comment about they hold every play.
Yeah, they hold a lot,
and they get away with it. The refs don't call it. Like it has been blatant, and that's like I hate just like the NBA has been ruined for me a little bit with so many foul calls and like fouled like LaFlop. I hate LaFlop. Every
time they lose the ball, it's like it wasn't their fault. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
It's just like the skills need to be the skills. But I think Mahomes is very talented. I like him, but all that stuff it does taint your view a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think? Does Mahomes have to reach 7 Super Bowls to become the GOAT? Or do you think because he's naturally I don't want to say more talented. Yeah, he's more talented than Brady was. Brady was just.
I think he's got a wider range of talent. I don't know.
See,
I don't think I know because I don't think that
is run for a first down.
Because you'd have to say that in every sport, like that whole LeBron Jordan debate.
Right.
Do LeBron? Everyone puts LeBron above Jordan, and he hasn't got the championships. Like, I don't put him above Jordan, but
like because Brady.
I don't think it has to do with the championships.
People like to knock Brady. I'm one of these guys. I used to knock Brady because of his athleticism. Everybody likes to look at oh, he couldn't run the ball, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that.
Same with Peyton Manning.
But like they forget about how good his pocket awareness is and how he would just like slide around, make guys miss, and then throw it over here for 6 yards. Whereas all these other running quarterbacks, they just take off running.
They get out and about and they go.
As soon as they feel pressure, they just run. So like Mahomes is a little bit, he's not like Lamar and them, where they just kind of take off.
He's like he's not a hybrid, but he's kind of
he's got enough legs to where he can, and especially when you play the Broncos. And
like, would you say like a John Elway?
I think Elway had more than Mahomes.
More than, but Elway ran, but he had that pocket presence.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Like, and that's why, like, I don't think...
Like, you know who had the best pocket presence, I thought, ever was, like, Michael Vick. When he would do that spin out of nowhere. Like, how did you
Very underrated with his talent.
How did you even see that guy and you're spinning away from it?
He's one of those few that had the legs, but also had the arm.
Oh, dude. That little flick. That's why he was so good with this guy.
Oh, yeah. He had a cannon, and he was...
Oh, excuse me, be this one.
He was actually very accurate, too. Like, he could hit him short and long, and people underrated that because, like, he was a running quarterback.
Yeah, if that whole thing doesn't happen with the dog biting in Atlanta, he'd probably be a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Fair enough to say. But as far as Mahomes and Brady, like, I think Mahomes is talented. I don't think that he has... It's hard to say he doesn't have the football mind. He does have a very good football mind, but Brady still as much, like you said, the pocket presence. Yeah. I think the pocket presence and this just straight up arm accuracy and talent, I still give it to Brady.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but Mahomes has those other factors that Brady didn't have. So it's like, I don't...
And it's crazy to think that Mahomes is still like super young in his career. So, and we're already having this conversation. I mean...
Because you see the talent.
Yeah, and I mean, he keeps taking
But the NFL put him there.
Yeah.
They could have chosen anybody else.
If they could have chose Lamar.
They could have chose Burrow if he didn't get hurt.
And we say choose, and it's like you can tell they picked a favorite, and they were like, hey, this guy's going to sell tickets. He's going to keep the buzz going in the NFL.
That is really good.
Yeah, I know. I like it a lot.
I don't want the NFL's favoritism to dictate how you view them, which is what's hard. Well, I got a question for you. Okay. What happens first? So what, Brady's got 7 Super Bowls?
Did he win 7, or I thought he only won 6?
No.
Did he? Oh, he did get 7 with Tampa.
Yeah.
6 with, yeah.
So what happens first? Does Mahomes get 7 Super Bowls, or does Mahomes' dad get 7 DUIs? Just question.
I'm going to say no comment because I have to drive home later tonight.
Karma. But I'll tell you this, does Mahomes not have the worst supporting cast in the NFL?
Yeah, you mean like at home? Because now his wife's all over the swimsuit edition too.
Well, that was his wife dumping champagne on Bills fans in the cold. Jackson Mahomes raping people and even behind interviews dancing. His dad getting his 3rd DUI, and his mugshot looks like he's sitting there going like, "Can't wait to do this again." Like, talk about a man who knows like, I got a driver if I need it. Who cares? Like, his family like.
Makes no sense.
I almost feel bad for Patrick Mahomes, but at the same time, I don't, because it's just like,
yeah, he's
you chose to marry Brittany. That was on you.
That's his high school sweetheart, though, isn't it? Or college sweetheart?
He's a patient man.
Yeah, she's a lucky woman.
She's a very lucky woman because she's not. He could move up in the world.
Agreed.
Because she seems very. See you next Tuesday.
Right. Besides his wallet. Mahomes ain't the best looking fellow in the dude.
He's not bad, but I mean, uglier quarterbacks have gotten better looking wives with better attitudes. She's been a see you next Tuesday since, like, her face is everything. Get in trouble acting like she was acting like a quarterback's wife before she was a quarterback's wife.
I hate the fact that when she's in the box, it almost feels like she's the one throwing passes on the field. The way you know what I mean? I mean, in a way, she is because that's her man's out there. I don't know.
She wrapped some golden lips around that man's lower body. It's probably at a very young age.
It's crazy that like Mahomes almost got saved by Taylor Swift.
True.
Like, think
about
all
the focus off of the other stuff.
All that shit that you just talked about didn't even get mentioned by the media because all they cared about was Taylor Swift. That's actually, I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. She came in like a white greyhound, just
just to mask all the Mahomes family bull stuff.
Just with her bangs. Look, my hat looks like her fucking bangs.
I'll tell you this though. I hope one day to be as happy as Patrick's father
right
was in that mugshot. He looked like he was a kid coming down at Christmas, opening up presents. Like he is ready to do it again. He's like,
do you
want me to drive home?
He's pissed that he's not in Vegas, though.
I know. Or is he? Because money talks.
That's true. You think he's getting bailed out? And
if you see him on the sidelines, I lose even more respect for Patrick Mahomes. Like, hey, Dad, third DUI. I'm in the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna get you out to be here. He's already won one. He doesn't need him to see his first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got to punish his family. Between his brother, his wife, and his dad, you got to punish one of them.
Well, I hope he's punishing his wife.
I wouldn't punish her with your dick.
Really? I don't think she's that bad looking.
I don't know. Everything about her, like, is
just urges you the wrong way.
Like, it wants to crawl back and go inside. So, like, find somewhere to hide. Yeah. She's not an attractive woman.
She's got them, like, everything's like plastic too. Like her tits are fake.
Everything has to be. I don't know if it is or isn't, but like, she's not attractive.
She's probably got lip filler and stuff.
Like, she should be the poster child for for BRF.
What is BRF?
Bitch resting face. All right, let's move on. Go Niners.
Get off of Mahomes' family, I guess.
I know.
And somehow Jackson gets out of this scot-free, and he's the biggest scum of them all.
I know. Like, give me a DUI over rape any day.
Yeah, fuck.
And it wasn't rape, but like sexual.
Actually, give me infinite.
Sexual, whatever. Speaking of getting in trouble.
Then again, he could always kill somebody, and then it kind of flips real quick.
True.
He could Henry Ruggs this
shit. Henry Ruggs this shit. Another. Like, the money that these people got. Jackson Mahomes is it? Well, no, whatever his dad's name is.
Patrick Mahomes.
We'll call him Happy. We'll call him Happy. Well, Happy.
Patrick Mahomes Sr.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Happy.
Wait, hold on a second. Is it? Because I
didn't know.
Mahomes doesn't go by junior, though.
Right. That's why I didn't know it was. I don't know.
I thought he was a senior.
But Happy doesn't have to drive.
Yeah, your son's worth $500 million.
Choice. He's like, take the night off, Bob. We got this.
Give me the keys.
No, you shut up. Okay.
You shut up.
You
shut up, Bob. Give me the keys.
So when Zay Flowers gets arrested for beating his woman, is he gonna smile that big?
Dude, I did like 3 way too early underdogs. And like every single one of them, I took Zay Flowers.
I didn't see. I haven't
play next year now.
Yeah, you forget me on underdog. I have to take out a second mortgage thanks to you.
I know. You just like, hey, there's another one.
Actually, no, my first one, I won like money, and I've been playing with that ever since.
Nice.
So I'm only like $4 below my starting budget, and I'm betting on everything. I did another golf one today, and I'm always like,
I did a season-long golf one.
I wanted to, but I didn't know how they worked yet. So like,
well, the first round is like the first 6 tournaments, like Waste Management, and then it ends with the Masters. And then if you get through round 1, then it goes to the next round, and you play those tournaments, and you select like 20 golfers.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I like it. I love that.
See, I didn't get into that. I'm going to do some of the way too early. I've been doing some of the NBA. I've been so close on everything.
Yeah, Nick Taylor just absolutely smoked me though today. Like, motherfucker shot 60.
I don't know, but you got me on underdog, and I do not like you for it one bit. Zay Flowers, there's nothing. There's
you
nothing.
Just pace yourself. Just make sure you only do at least only do 2 a day at the most. I do. Stay away from the NBA because that shit is so fucking hit or miss.
Oh no, I've been doing the NBA a lot. Well, right now there's nothing else to do.
That's why you don't do the NBA.
I'm gonna do way too early baseball.
Oh, there's 70 games today. Cool.
I don't. No, I only do it when there's like 6 games.
Baseball's fun.
There's more than 5 or 6 games. I don't do the NBA.
Baseball's
too many
fun.
games.
But again, it's like that's super hit or miss too. Did my guy hit a home run today? Because if not, he's probably not going to score.
I'm going to do a way too early one of those, and I'll probably stay away from that. All right, so I'm
like
ready.
The way too early NFL ones. Like,
I'm ready for football to come back.
NFL draft ones, and I shouldn't even be talking about underdog. They should be fucking paying us for this. But
well, if we talk about, maybe they will pay us for this.
But they do pre-NFL draft. So before they do the NFL draft, they do specific like way too early drafts. So like you have no idea what's going to happen. You're just kind of going with your gut on who might end up where. So like Derrick Henry went super late, but I scooped him up because I feel like he's going to end up in a good situation. Austin Eckler was going late as well for some reason. I don't know why these guys are going late. Like, they're still good assets in a best ball.
True. Well, we're going to get back to some of those guys because we have some not interesting news, but I like scenarios. But the Zay Flowers thing, nothing's in stone yet. And that happened back on January 21st.
Yeah, he played in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I mean he fumbled it.
Dude, I was going to say.
I mean, he honestly, the way he was punching that bench, he looked like he had some practice.
Allegedly.
He cut his finger on his wife's tooth. I mean, the bench.
Shit. My knuckles were bruised before I hit the bench, guys.
I hope he didn't. I like him.
Yeah, me too.
I really like him as a player. I'm hoping that that's not legit. I hope it's more of like a Kareem Hunt thing.
We'll see. I mean, even if it's a Kareem
not
Hunt
Ray
thing,
Rice.
he's still getting a 6-game suspension.
True, just not Ray Rice.
I don't think it. Ray Rice caught.
Ray Rice. Like, he was like worst of the worst.
Well, you know what the crazy thing about that whole thing is his wife came out, went to bat for him, and was like, "Nah, I was completely out of line." All right, I'm not defending Ray Rice here, but I don't think he deserved to be like shunned from the league.
Well, I mean, he was the first one that was like blatantly like, "We are watching you do this
that was
in an elevator."
Just backhanded.
Just like you can't. He was the start. He was the start of the
railing in the elevator, and then the footage of him dragging her out like a fucking caveman. Like, get the hell out of here, bitch.
Like if it would have been a smack and go, maybe, but no.
If it would have been like a little, you shut your mouth.
We don't condone that shit at all.
Yeah, no.
He had to be made. He was like the first, really, like everything was on camera. You're the example. You're the standard.
They made an example out of Ray Rice.
It was pretty brutal. Though.
I thought it was bullshit though, because then you look at a guy like fucking Greg Hardy who hit his wife like 28 times, and every time they were like, 2 games, 6 games, 3 games. It's like, what? Huh?
There's got to be. What's going
on here?
Just like the calls, got to be some consistency.
Taking switches to his kids, leaving marks all up and down them edges.
I mean, I'm okay with paddling kids.
I'm okay with paddling.
I mean,
kids
look what the Jacksons went through. They had to pick their own switches to get hit with.
Yeah, look what happened to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So football.
I'm pretty sure if shooting up schools back then was a thing, Michael would have definitely won.
I mean, he just does his little. He kicks open the door, just.
Jamon. All right.
All right. So we talked about flowers. Talked about that. Let's talk about. So you brought this up to me earlier, and I cringed. The honor awards, the honors. I'm okay with most of them.
Puka.
That I hate, although I get it.
Get you there.
CJ Stroud, but
if I had a vote, I would have gave it to Puka, I think.
Oh yeah. Puka definitely gets our vote. I would have voted. I wrote him in for defensive player of the year.
No, that one we had that one pegged. We knew Will Anderson was getting that shit.
Yeah, we knew. We figured Stroud was getting.
He balled out like crazy.
We figured Stroud was getting the offensive too, even though we wanted Puka. We figured it was Stroud.
Browns though. Let's talk about the Browns for a second. Winning 4 awards.
They cleaned up.
You had the comeback player of the year of Joe Flacco, the coach of the year.
Hold on. So the comeback.
Hold on. Let's go through them all first, and then we'll go back through and complain about the ones we don't like. I didn't really
love this bourbon.
I think Jim Schwartz deserved it because his defense was awesome this year, and then Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year.
Jim Schwartz, I think, is the only one who should have gotten it.
Agreed. Actually, no. Joe Flacco should have got it.
I'm fine. You know what?
We talked about Flacco getting.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Some people were like, "I voted for DeMar Hamlin," which I get it. You died, you came back, you played.
He didn't really play that.
He
much.
didn't. No.
And Joe Flacco came off of his couch and was like, "Here's $300."
If Joe Flacco didn't come back, the Browns don't do what they did and make the playoffs.
Right.
So that's why I think I'm okay with that too.
I was bitching about it to my friend group, our group chat that talks a lot of football, and he was saying how like Kevin Stefanski should have deserved it because of what he went through. All the injuries. They lost Chubb. I mean, hell, even Myles Garrett was injured at some point. And then they lose Watson. Everybody thought their season was over. And then they sneak into the playoffs.
But is he the one who went and got Flacco?
I don't know.
Or was the GM? I guess maybe if he did.
But still, if Flacco comes out and plays like shit, you don't win Coach of the Year.
Right. So he's piggybacking that.
Right. Like Flacco gets comeback play of the year. That makes you Coach of the Year all of a sudden. Like
I don't think he was Coach of the Year because they're.
I'm not saying he didn't have a great season working with what he had, but again, your assistant coach clearly was really fucking good too because he won assistant coach of the year.
Yeah.
And your defense was pretty good because Myles Garrett won.
And he shouldn't have.
And he shouldn't have. No, definitely not.
I
think he was our third choice, wasn't he?
Yeah, we said maybe, but TJ Watt should have won that.
I think it was Bland. I think I wanted to win it because he set the record. But even though Bland had a really shitty second half of the year, so that probably discounted.
It was Watt and
TJ Watt. If you look at the numbers against Myles Garrett,
Bosa,
I'm pretty sure TJ Watt like smokes him in every category.
Speaking of which, I got this up right here. So let's go with sacks. Who do you think led in sacks, Myles Garrett or TJ Watt?
TJ Watt. He led the league.
19 sacks to Myles Garrett, 14 tackles,
and he missed a game or two at the end of the year.
That's why he should have tackles. 68 tackles for Watt, 42 tackles for Garrett.
Myles Garrett only had 42 tackles this year.
Solo tackles, 48 for Watt, 33 for Garrett.
Oh, my God.
Pressures, 50 for Watt, 37 for Garrett. See where we're going here? QB hits, 18 for Watt, 16 for Garrett. Fumble recoveries, 3 for Watt, 1 for Garrett.
That's just being in the right place.
Pass deflections, 8 for Watt, 3 for Garrett. Watt beat him in every category. TJ Watt should have won that award.
Is there a stat where it tells you like pressures on QB? Like,
yeah, QB pressures right there, 50 and 37.
Oh, you already did that, huh? I fucking
50 for Watt, 37 for Garrett.
How about tackles for loss? Did you say that one too?
It wasn't. It doesn't have the tackles for loss, but I'm pretty sure it was Watt, considering he doubled his tackles. You feel bad because TJ Watt, he missed a couple games.
I think Max Crosby even beats him across the board almost.
That's who we had. It was Watt or Crosby were our top two.
Yeah.
It was Watt, Crosby, and then wasn't Bosa in there, and then Myles Garrett, or was Bosa not even on that?
I think, if I remember correctly, I said I'm giving it to Bland because I can't pick between Garrett. Because Garrett had a really good season. I'm not taking that away from him. But the other two, I feel like, had a little bit better seasons.
But I think they both did. I think they're both more impactful. I don't understand
all of a sudden this like super love for the Browns. Like, they gave them a fucking shitload of love. And how does Dan Campbell not get Coach of the Year? I'm sorry. Let's go back to this Kevin Stefanski thing.
Yeah, Dan Campbell, I think, deserved it more.
Or even D'Amico Ryans, I thought, deserved it more. Doing what he did with Houston and a bunch of rookies.
Actually, yeah, we did talk about that. I do like D'Amico Ryans the best.
It was a shocker for me. I really thought
too much love to the Browns.
I thought you should have had Coach of the Year.
Watson gives enough unwanted love to the Browns.
Yeah, I think you should have had Coach of the Year, rookie, offensive rookie, and defensive rookie coming out of Houston, and Houston's ready to rock.
Houston's looking good.
They get themselves a running game. Watch out.
I mean, they should have a running game.
I don't. Dameon Pierce was
and Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary's not.
But like they have
in the Bills though.
I know, but he did better. He did better in Houston. But they have like two serviceable running backs.
But they both kind of play the same.
But do they move and get a stud? Is that what makes them?
I would love to see like Derrick Henry go there.
We want to see Derrick Henry go everywhere.
That's because he's going to make any team he goes to.
What about Eckler there?
Eckler would be a good match there too. But then they still need a
keep Pierce.
Yeah, he runs between the tackles.
Keep Pierce run. Take Eckler, move on from Singletary, trade Singletary.
I don't know what the contract. Again, I don't follow contracts closely.
I don't care about contracts. I care about fantasy.
It's a good point.
So, just like I think there were some ties with Barkley going to the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I low-key love that.
I love that for Saquon.
I love that for Saquon. I love that for the Chargers. I was listening to an interview with Quentin Johnson the other day.
They need an offensive line.
Today. I was listening to it today. I think because Harbaugh knows him from college. I think that's good for him in that offense.
Yeah, because there's not going to be a whole lot there next year.
No, I mean,
have some rookies because they're probably going to take another wide receiver, I would think.
It depends what Keenan Allen. I mean, Keenan Allen's getting up there, and Mike Williams. I just think you got to move on from him.
I think you need to get rid of Mike.
It's one of the
you
best.
Need to clear some cap space, and they're in cap space hell. That's why I don't see the Saquon thing working because he kind of wants a contract. I don't unless they get rid of some pieces and move some pieces to get him. Then
Mike Williams would go.
that's a good one to start with, but I think they need to do more than just that to be able to get Saquon in his contract situation.
But I do like it though, because he in the interview he said he's like, I had a couple good moments, but this was a real like adjustment learning year about the NFL. So he took kind of like Quentin Johnston.
okay.
Like he kind of like one of those things like hey, I needed to learn the NFL.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Harbaugh does with that team.
It could be a mental thing. If you remember, CeeDee Lamb struggled mightily with drops his first year.
Yeah.
Big time. He dropped the ball all over the fucking place. Now he's like I see the
and
same
he has to go because he's not going like this because it's Dak throwing him the ball.
That's not fucking true.
That's what you were saying, right? That's what you meant by that. You meant by he had to snag inaccurate passes. You meant he had to snag in a.
Hey,
any chance I get the shit on Dak?
What you're talking about? The Jalen Hurts to make the finalist for MVP.
I don't want either of them on my team.
That's true.
You know what pissed me off about watching the Pro Bowl is Jalen Hurts smiled. I was like, oh my god, I did not know you knew how to do that.
He does have emotions. We were talking,
Also, does he not look like the most awkward mother effer when he smiles? He just looks like it's hard for him. I like Jalen Hurts, but I don't love Jalen Hurts.
What's the movie where he doesn't know how to smile because he never did? He's all like,
I don't know.
Forget the name of the movie. Anyway,
just like Dak. I like Dak. I don't love Dak, but I don't know. Either way, we're not talking about the Eagles. Best part about that. No, where am I? Best part about the Pro Bowl, though, do you watch the Pro Bowl? I watch it, but I don't watch it.
It's flag football now.
I hate it.
It was like
There's
85 to 80.
Well,
They're
yeah,
just out there jogging around. I'm not watching.
Well, no, a lot of the scores were for the skills competitions. So you have your skills competitions the day before, which start off your points, and then in between each quarter, they do like one or two more skill competitions. So the AFC
part of it doesn't even mean shit.
They get points, but you get 3 points for each win. So like the defense they did like the tug of war, they did the catch, they did all that. So that's where a lot of those points come from too.
See, I didn't hate.
But what bothers me is like you throw the ball, you catch it, there's no running after. Like, man, I get it. You don't want to get people hurt. But if you look at the NHL, you look at the NBA, you look at the MLB, like the games are games.
Yeah.
It's not mid-season, it's the end of the season. Like
go after it a little bit. I remember
maybe a high.
Sean Taylor used to absolutely destroy punters.
Came up, him.
Absolutely just shit rock that guy.
Get that you don't want to hurt the players, but I watch it because I'm a fan of football, and I love that Baker Mayfield won that QB accuracy competition.
Yeah.
And then won Pro Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Baker.
Yeah, I think
he's getting a contract this year.
I think he's staying in Tampa. Yeah, I don't think they're getting rid of him.
He's not going to be like highest paid quarterback. He's going to get a good contract.
He doesn't want to be highest paid. I think if he gets somewhere like 4 years, $100 million.
I like it. Baker, but and he's only been.
You know what I mean? I think that's a fair deal for Baker Mayfield, like a 4-year, $100 million. I think he accepts that all day long.
Mm-hmm. I like it
then,
though.
Like there'll probably be clauses in there where they can move on after 2 if they choose to and shit like that. Like,
right.
And I think he'll love that deal for him.
But I like it because he's finally getting some credit. Like, I think he was not well coached, didn't like the situation for the Browns. I think the situation for him in Tampa Bay is great, and I think they can build around him.
How many people thought Tampa Bay was making the playoffs this year?
Nobody but Baker.
Everybody thought the Saints were going to go just run away with that division this year because they got Derek Carr, and that didn't happen.
No,
that kind of went. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Take your time. We got 17 minutes left.
Is that it?
I don't know. We're not doing an hour and a half episode for this, but
I can't see that far.
So what? We got the big game coming up. Season was interesting. Lots of moving around. I'm excited to see where people go before the draft. Speaking of draft, fantasy football wise, if you're in a dynasty. So this is off season. We're going to focus a little more heavy on dynasty because Dynasty is a year round. And if
we'll pick up redraft as we get closer to the
we'll
league.
touch on it, but like a lot of our stuff will be Dynasty because it is a year round thing. If you're not in Dynasty and you're obsessed with fantasy football, get in a Dynasty league because
Well, it'll also be able
it's still going on right now.
It'll also give us the opportunity to be able to still talk value and shit like that.
Right.
Whereas, like, I can't talk about redraft value right now because I have no idea where Saquon Barkley is going to play.
Like,
and
right
I have
now,
no idea where Austin Eckler and Tony Pollard and Derrick Henry are going to play. And I own all three of them in a Dynasty league. So I'm going to talk about Dynasty.
Yeah, because like right now you want to make some moves because you want to move on, and it's a matter of do you get more value moving now or moving later? You could say move later,
Right.
but it could also kill your value.
Exactly.
So it's like, do I move on from Derrick Henry knowing he still wants to play and go somewhere else now and get value for him, or do you wait? The best value for your first round draft pick is during your draft, assuming that the players on your team or the players that you want went to where you want to go.
Right.
But like if Derrick Henry ends up going to the Bills, his value doesn't change because he's going to be your end zone monster there.
Right. Like if you're in dire need of wide receiver help, you own that first overall pick, and Marvin Harrison goes to like, I don't know, like the Bengals or something stupid like that, right? Whereas you already got Jamar Chase, you already got some other good options there.
T. Higgins might go, but you still got Tyler Boyd. You still got
Boyd's also a free agent.
You got
that's why
Jones.
That's why I like Charlie Jones and that Andre Ilyaskovas.
Yep, nailed it. Right. So here's the thing. So here's the scenario. So you have the number one overall pick. Obviously, you're thinking I'm going Marvin Harris.
Too.
Well, not you, but I'm saying if you have, or you have one of those, like Malik Neighbors, whoever, but you have that overall pick and you have wide receiver help. Your mindset is, oh, I'm good.
I'm taking
Marvin Harrison Jr.
But let's say you don't have a true number one on your team, and he ends up in a situation where he's not going to be the true number one.
So then someone comes in
to save your roster all of a sudden. No,
right? So then you come in, you have an offer for that number one pick.
Yeah,
you have 105 and
right, and I offered DK Metcalf and the 1.05 for the 101.
So right now it's like, well, if Marvin Harrison goes to a great team, that I don't want to do that deal.
I wouldn't take that deal either.
So
I probably want Marvin Harrison.
It's where you got to look at the depth of your team and be like, if you don't have a true number one, can you risk that? Can you? Well, then you could take
a 26-year-old DK Metcalf who's going to give you top 20 numbers. It's pretty much set
for 4 more years.
Yeah, it's pretty much set in stone that you're going to get at least 4 years of DK Metcalf. He's a stud.
Hang up.
Dude's a fucking freak of nature when it comes to his build.
But this is when you want to start. This is when you want to start.
So
trying
you get
to
an immediate starter on your fantasy roster in DK Metcalf, and you get the 105 that you can pick a Franklin or some of these other guys out there, or maybe Udonze or however you pronounce that last name.
We are not good at names.
It's Udonze or something like that.
We shall call him Undunze.
I'm going Udonze.
I'm going with Undunze.
I'm going with Donzie.
Donzie. Yeah, like you said a couple weeks ago, you got to look at where your team needs are, and maybe you having that first overall pick,
maybe you trade out,
isn't the best for your team.
Right.
Like it might move the value when you feel the value is best. Right, it might be good now. I
think the best time to trade it, if you're thinking about trading the number one overall pick, it would be now, because you don't want to find out that Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to some squad that doesn't have a quarterback. Like, what if Washington gets
name a receiver this year that went of the top? Okay, you can name him Puka, but he went to Cooper Kupp, but he showed out. Zay Flowers went to a non-passing team, but he showed out,
and he was a second round
but
guy.
Jackson Smith, Addison, and QJ all went to be 2 or 3. Right. So like if they were the number one guy, right, and you're like, I got this guy, right, trade him now on that number and get as much value as you can, because if that happens, you lose all that value.
Yeah, because everybody's expecting Marvin Harrison Jr. to be the next Jamar Chase coming out, or the next Justin Jefferson, where he's just immediately a top 10 guy. You don't know that yet. Like,
depends where he goes.
Right.
Who's going to get him the ball?
Exactly. Like, I got to look at, but I think, like, what if he goes to the Chargers and all of a sudden he gets buried on that depth chart? Like,
or the Bears.
And
if he does that,
you got DJ Moore there.
You're no longer offering 105
and DK.
You're DK in a second.
Right, exactly.
So, like,
or even a third.
You got to look at your team's needs and say, where do I get the value now?
Because I'm sitting there with Lamb and Olave, right? So if I get Lamb and Olave, like, Marvin Harrison will never see my lineup because I'll never play him over
Although
he might see my flex at some point.
Yeah, I'll see your flex, but
I also have Nico Collins, and
unless he goes to a team and immediately steps in as a high end number 2 or a number 1 on that team.
right,
Exactly. It's so dynasty values. It's funny. Like I
look at your rosters, see what you need, try and make some moves. If you can get a proven, I'm a huge proven guy over rookies all day, every day.
I like my rookies, and so far it's working out, but it doesn't always work out. I take a high risk, high reward to my method, but I also think it's funny. So that's why I do it. I do want some talent, but like I love the unknown of the rookies. I have so many rookies. Half my team is rookies from last year. I love it. All right. Yeah. So this offseason, we're gonna try and do no worse. We're gonna keep going. We might take some long breaks here and there. We're
start picking up some other things.
We're a year-round podcast. Season 2 starts after the NFL draft.
Correct.
We're still on season 1, but we're off season 1.
One of the content things coming your way is going to be that beer mile. Don't think I fucking forgot about that.
Oh shit! I'm waiting for you. This is your thingy. Yeah. Boring. God, I wish we would have done a different punishment. I wish we would have done that.
I can't wait.
I still think we should just show up at a random gym and just start going
and see what happens
on a treadmill. And if we have to buy a treadmill, it'd be worth it.
You're not gonna make it through the whole mile.
You're there with a cooler just feeding me beer. Just
to get in.
Planet Fitness. Oh no, I'll be like a trial membership. 24-hour pass.
Oh my God. What if we go sign up for a trial membership? And then after we sign up for the trial membership,
I roll get like a cooler back.
I'll roll a cooler of beer in with us. And then when they ask us what we're doing, we'll be like, what? We got to stay hydrated.
I think, oh man. If we could pull it off in an actual gym, it would be something.
You gotta pour the second.
Yeah, if we
you might get arrested too, but
we gotta save this bottle though. I have an idea for it.
What's wrong with the bottle?
No, save the bottle.
You might as well just half and half that.
That's
shit.
what I'm trying to do here.
Just fucking polish her off.
Yeah, I think we should save the Bardstown Forbes number. Oh wait, what are you doing here?
Every last.
No, I think I'm going to start making some stuff with these bottles. We should save this.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to be we're coming up with a segment for you in the off season too.
Yeah,
haven't named it yet, but
nobody wants to hear me complain though. So
everybody wants to hear you complain. Nobody wants to watch me make sloppy ass drinks that taste delicious.
I'm a good complainer.
I'm a good drink maker.
Sit there and bitch at the camera.
We got it. You
just want me to sit there and yell at the camera. This is fucking bullshit.
I just want you to do like from Family Guy. You know what really grinds my gears? That's what I picture your segment being. Is it like you know what really grinds my gears?
You know what really tickles my taint?
I don't know if we should. I mean, it's 2 T's, tickle taint. I don't know if we should go with that. I really like this though.
This is very good. I don't know if I'm giving it a 98 out of 100 though.
You did throw that out there like, oh, no.
Wait, what did I say? No,
that's what they gave it.
I said that's what they rated it was a 98.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, that's our rating system.
I feel like somebody got paid
though.
off for that rating though.
Well, no, if their scale is their scale is different than what the Wine and Spirits scales rating is different than ours. Right.
We're out of 100 yards. That's the same.
But we're rating and grading knowing that we're continuing over time.
That's true.
We rate this 98. How are we gonna?
It doesn't get much better than that.
No.
And I feel like I'm gonna come across things, and this is a personal thing. They're rating it based on like how it's made, like
mash, build, taste,
all of that
color,
stuff.
Everything.
Like I am not that much of an expert when it comes to bourbon. However, this
We're
is
racing
delicious.
it on what our
This is
mouths
going-
like.
This
right
is going off the palate.
now. 'Cause
And
you gave the punchers a 90, right?
yeah, and it's probably going to be right around there.
I forget what I gave the punchers.
I'm probably giving this.
I think I gave the punchers around an 85. This is very close to the punchers for me.
I'm going to have to go back and I'm looking forward to our re-rate episode.
We're gonna have 2 episodes because they're
we're
gonna
going to
be
go
long,
back through and
where we're gonna go back through and we're gonna scale back down now that we're like into this and
Yeah.
scale our ratings down to
We'll do a beer episode and a bourbon episode.
they have to
I'm
scale down
fucking drunk
equivalently.
during the bourbon episode.
Oh God!
It's
And
like-
we're gonna do what we should do is ghost flights too.
right. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what.
We're gonna go to
So
some
we'll
places.
ghost flight it, re-rate everything off of a ghost flight, and then we'll go through and be like, "That's what that one is," and that should just be our true rating. Then, not knowing what it is, and then that's how we re-rate it.
and then we go from there.
Exactly.
Should be interesting. I don't know. We're gonna ghost flight all of them.
It's like
Oh,
10 bourbons,
Lord.
maybe. I think that's what we're at, 10 or 12. somewhere in
Oh,
there.
man.
We won't put a whole lot in there. It's just going to be a sipper.
I like this though, man.
I figured you would like this one because it's got a lot of.
He said, "Stat guy E."
He said that he liked the Buffalo Trace more.
Taint punch him. You know what really grinds my gears? I like
I actually like this one. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
no,
I
you first.
love this one.
no Buffalo Trace. He said he liked Buffalo Trace better, not Puncher's Chance.
Yeah,
I thought he said.
I said Buffalo Trace.
Oh well, I didn't listen.
Before this is the first one I like where it's not like as it gets colder, the rye flavor comes out more,
More peppery, yeah.
and the beginning goes away.
And I love that because I'm a rye.
So you like it as it
Rye's
gets,
my
I like
thing.
it like right now as it's like just chilled, but it's not cold, and it doesn't have the water mixture in there.
So
yet.
you like the sweeterness of the bourbon.
yeah,
I like the peppery of a rye.
you like that rye at the
I
end.
love and like you. So you and Eric got me turned on to for my birthday a few years back. You guys got me the Whistle Pig 10-year, and still
we did.
to this day, my favorite rye.
Yeah.
I love that Whistle Pig. Well, I just made that. I got the whole gift pack of it. I
Yeah.
have the 12-year I want to try over here, but like I'm a rye. And Eric, we had it, and Eric like poured a glass. Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, So that makes
I
that
was like,
makes sense
he
why
gave it to
doesn't
me to
like this.
finish. He didn't like it as much.
Really?
Like he didn't finish it, and I'm like, well, you're not wasting an $85 bottle of bourbon. That stuff's $93 a bottle now in Pennsylvania.
Well, that's Pennsylvania. Hey, we're getting ready to legalize marijuana, hopefully. Come on, Shapiro, bring it home. Do something good.
But no, I like the peppery finish of this, but I like that it's sweet up front. I have a lot of blends but this is I see why they like this because you get both styles.
It's very technical. And that's what I was reading about it, is they said like the way it's made is very technical. And like they said, the whole brand, they've got a couple other bourbons as well. They have a black label, a green label, and this is the Origin series has the white label. I forget what the other ones are called, forgive me. But
You're forgiven.
they were saying this one had a very technical like build to it, which is why they were like super impressed with it.
I like
And
it.
I don't know what any of that fucking means, but
I'd have to look back and see what I gave that Punchers, but I think I would.
I gave it a 90. This is probably gonna live right at. I'm gonna probably go. Can I rate it?
You can rate it. I think I'm gonna go.
I'm giving it a 91 just because I want it to be just above the punchers, but I'm putting it right with the punchers.
I was gonna say that I think I put this above the Punchers as well, and I think I gave the Punchers an 85. But I mean, I'm not even gonna look at what I gave the Punchers. I'm gonna do it based on my rating.
Because I do like the fact that this one gives you that rye flavor at the end, whereas the punchers kind of just like fizzles out at the end.
Sweet
It's like sweet at the beginning, and then
it's a very mild finish.
right, and it just kind of like goes out. Whereas this one is sweet at the beginning, it kind of goes up, and then you get that rye at the end. So it's kind of like a ooh, just a ooh.
This is definitely my favorite bourbon we've had all season.
Ooh, that's a good one. Do you know what your ratings are? Keep it in your.
Mhm.
And then again, this is when we rate this. I think I'll be able to pick this one out though, just because of how unique the flavor is. I think I'll be able to pick this one out.
Well, I don't think we can do the whole. Yeah, we have to do like smaller flights, but I think we go through and we adjust our ratings 100. We might even just scale them down. But I mean, you started higher, though. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think I put the Punchers at an 84 and 85, and this is right there. But I think I'm gonna go 86 with this, just above where I think the Punchers is at.
That's what I did.
I would do an 86 regardless of what the punches is, because to me, like to get into a 90,
You want the higher.
I mean, I would go higher.
You want the higher end bottles for your 90s?
No,
Don't
and
lie to me.
honestly, I probably an 86 for no, because an
That
86
means I
for
gotta do that
this,
whistle pig soon.
an 86 for this is like we had talked before about, like you have like your different levels, like we have our like $30 to $50 bottles, and we have that rating, and then the other ones are rating like an 85 in this, and then there's an 85 in
See,
that. But I think it's all got to be one.
I'm kind of like, I'm literally going just off of the way I like drinking it.
Yeah, I don't think we categorize it. That's
I'm
why I
not
think I'm
either.
probably low with an 86 with this.
Which you'll probably, I think when you comes to the flight, it'll be, see, that's where it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a good episode because
I want to
go back through.
I want to go
and
up one to an 87 for this
I like it.
because
You want to CD Lamb it and give it an 88?
here's my thing. I don't want to scale it down thinking that it's like the price point. I don't want to be that like we gave him shit for the.
Right.
He says the price point like has to have to do with your tasting, and I'm viewing this right now when I'm tasting it, and I'm keeping the price in my mind, and I got to get that out of there.
Right, because you're sitting there going, it's only a $49 bottle. Like, why is it only a $49?
But like, yeah, then I know that I have like bottles up there that are more expensive or over there, and it's like,
you know what we do need to get is that Puncher's Reserve that you sent me the pictures of.
No. See, that's when I'm like, do we start we might hate that stuff.
We might. It might taste like fucking doo-doo
Like
butter.
to me, I like this. Yeah, let's CD Lamb this. It's an 88. Screw it, 88.
I like it.
Because this is hands down the best bourbon we've had on this show.
It's crazy that you would
For me, because I love the rye.
It's crazy. Yeah, I know. You are a rye guy. That's good to know for future.
I can't because I don't know. I don't know what's coming above me. I don't know what's coming that I'm going to open up and be like, God damn, I love that. But this is really good.
You might want to figure out who's coming above you.
No, I'm not going to make the motion. So, worst case, every 3 weeks, Dustin's got a segment going to be starting soon. We're going to keep making drinks during the off season. We're going to visit places like the Barber Parlor, Black Forest Brewery. I was in there last weekend, and we were talking to them, and I forget the bartender's name. But I said, I don't even think he actually gave me his name. Eric was talking to him.
Okay.
And I said, can we do an episode in here? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Come in. Let me know.
Come on.
So, like, we're going to try and pop around wherever we can. Even if they don't let us do episodes, we're going to do episodes. We don't care.
We might just roll into spots and just set up this camera here and start talking.
And just go. That's going to be fun.
Do you think we could be...
Be what? Say what?
Do they make, like, Bluetooth mics where we could actually do that?
You put them on. Yeah, you put them on here.
I mean, of course they make Bluetooth mics. What the fuck am I talking about? But you know what I mean.
We gotta
upgrade our shit though before
we need to upgrade so we can start having our guests.
So if we can get to 50 subscribers and go live, that would be even better because then we could be live during these things. So we just need 3 subscribers here, people. 3 more.
Uno.
That's Booze and Ballin'.
2 Trace.
Ballin'. I think. Wait, that's
Booze
TikTok.
Ballin' 610 on YouTube.
Booze and Ballin' at Booze and Ballin' 610.
I think it's just Booze Ballin' 610. Booze and Ballin' 610.
You don't even know our tags.
Yeah, it's Booze and Ballin'. It's Booze and Ballin' 610. Just type in Booze and Ballin' and look for our logo.
And look for fucking bearded fucks.
And I'm gonna, when you watch this video, we're gonna tag this. If you're watching this video, you're watching it on our page.
Not if you clip
Actually, we're gonna clip that.
Send it all over.
We are for damn sure clipping that. It's happening.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board. So that's an episode. Big game coming up in 2 days.
Fucking super.
Don't say it. Super big game. We got a super big game. Super Puka.
I like Super Puka a lot, actually.